congratulations to all of the draft-eligible prospects who are here in the Bell Center. Good luck.
Congratulations to all the players that are going to hear their names in the next 2 days. Understand that it's just the beginning. It's probably the easy part. What's ahead of you is going to be much harder. You just keep pushing. You match work ethic with will, you can accomplish anything.
For Minnesota, Dewar driving the net. Bukestad sends it back to Kulikov. Across, they score! Kevin Fiala! And Minnesota's on the board. Fiala stays hot. 13 goals in his last 19 games, and the Wild cut the lead to 2-1.
Well, we had an inkling, you know, that the first pick was going to be in play. The amateur staff is providing the next level of our thing with NHL currency, and Rob took two forms of NHL currency, a draft pick and a player, and turned it into top 9 or top 12 5-on-5 guy in the NHL.
Back for Fiala. One touch back to Gaudreau. Gaudreau to Fiala. He scores!
If you tell me I can have 10 19th overall picks, I probably don't think we're going to find a top 10 5-on-5 guy in the NHL there.
Like, I'm excited to see Kevin Fiala play in LA. He sounds like a player who's very fun to watch. And I'm now even more excited about the next 2 weeks because of what I think this trade means for the rest of the roster.
For Eriksson out. Back to Zuccarello. Fiala scores! What a win for the Wild!
We had shifted a little bit earlier. We left some of the work at 19 to be done late on purpose. And we were able to do a little bit more work on 51, a little bit more focused there. For sure, right? You love him? Yep. Jack Hughes. They'll tell you when.
Los Angeles Jack Hughes.
Ooh, you heard some cheers here inside Bell Center at 51. Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes, son of Kent Hughes. Now the general manager here in Montreal, so he is heading west to LA.
Our top thing with Hughes is he's got a hockey IQ, he's got instinct and feel. The way he sees the game, the way he moves the puck, the way he recognizes space. I mean, he played in a league he shouldn't have played in this year.
Score! A rebound goal, Jack Hughes.
You know, I think he might have, if he wasn't the youngest, he was the second youngest guy in college hockey. You know, his sense got him through that league. I assumed Jack would go between 26 and 33. Right. You know, so when you get a player like that at 51, pretty happy.
All right, a lot of movement down there on the draft floor and a lot of time going off the clock here for the LA Kings, so something might be developing down there.
We're going to move back to 10. Yeah, 103 and 169. 103 and 169. Yeah.
I have a trade to announce. Los Angeles has traded pick number 86, the current pick, to Tampa Bay in return for picks number 103 and 169.
At 86, we were looking at very similar players at 86.
Los Angeles Kenny Collins.
It allowed us to do a little bit of a blanketing in the layer rounds and take some guys with some higher potential. You got Booth, you got Salin still, so one of those guys. Yeah, Rooch has Salin really high. I would take him. We had a couple of the area guys who felt really strongly about our later picks. I'm trying to get Salin and Booth. What if we go Salin and hope that Booth's injury pushes him back one more?
Why don't we just go Booth?
What?
Why don't we just go Booth?
Here is Angus Booth putting on his King sweater at 116.
Gus just came out of the Memorial Cup championship. He's a transportable defenseman. He moves the puck, but he always keeps the play in front of him.
La ligne bleue, c'est à Booth. Booth, il va de lancer le but! Angus Booth.
It'll be interesting to see. Making those moves allowed us to get Salin, who fell considerably in the draft. He had a couple of injury problems. He had long COVID. His season was derailed multiple times.
Smyčka se uzavírá a utahuje a nakonec je to gólová střela Ota Salina.
If he ends up going towards the higher side of his potential and where he was kind of ranked before the injury, it would certainly, then you certainly think moving back paid dividends.
You also have Lawrence and Sparks left. You want this big kid in the bank?
You know who might like to hit? Pick 180, Jack Sparks for the LA Kings. You want to talk about size, 6'8", 233 pounds. That's a big boy.
Our list kind of went, and you know, we don't have a whole lot of size in our system. We don't have, you know, Sparks can really skate, like really skate. When you're looking at 6th and 7th round picks, you're looking at a single-digit success rate. So why not let our development staff, arguably top-tier development staff for 15 years, know if anybody can develop a later-round guy, it's them. You need the right type of prospect, and then you need the right type of development staff. It's really easy to predict what type of player they do well with. What type of things they can fix, what type of things they can enhance. So when you give a player with attributes and a burning desire to reach the top of what they can reach, when you give them the curriculum and the people and the development staff that are that good at their job, well, that's why you get success like that. As I said, you know, there's a lot of projection in the picks and there's a lot that's to go right, but you just need one or two of those guys to make it, and they fill in a hole that's going to be left by what we're going to do in our next 3 to 4 years of turning in from bottom feeder to playoff team to contendership.